unfortunately he passed away. He actually had a dream of his father coming to pull his hand like that. The medium, instead of returning to his normal state, he actually start to behave like this. It's not just one ghost, it's many. It's at least 3. Hi, my name is Master Calvin Chong. I'm a geomancy master with Ghostbuster. My job here is actually to do divination and also fortune telling. Some of the services that we actually provide here include exorcism, curse lifting, and also fortune telling services. The case in Philippines actually is a case of a curse case. In the case of a curse, you are actually able to go to the place and find something and dig something out for the client to see. So this particular case in Philippines, what happened was that the client came to us asking us about his house. So we look at the house, we say that, oh no, this house that you bought has a curse buried inside on the ground. He said he bought it from a person for a very, very low price, that he thought it was a very good deal. Then after that, we advised him that we need to arrange a date to go down there and remove the curse. At the beginning, the father didn't actually listen to us. They moved into the house, and then what happened was that a few days later, all his problems start to surface. And he suffered from liver failure. A few days later, unfortunately, he passed away. His family members, they were very afraid after the father passed away. They flew over to Singapore. They asked us what actually happened. We told them that there's a curse buried in the house and you need to remove the curse. If not, someone have to pay with their lives again. So this time round, fortunately, they actually believe us. Before we actually flew over to the Philippines, I told the family members that we need someone who is actually very strong and very big size, able to dig very well to help us dig up the curse from the ground. So when we flew over to the Philippines, to the client's house, to try to dig up the curse, unfortunately, it was not buried under soil. The curse was buried under concrete. And the location of the curse is just right in front of the client's main door. The so-called very strong person what they found was actually their gardener. Poor gardener actually chipped away at the concrete ground for over 2 hours with a metal spike. We actually dig out a bottle with many talismans inside the bottle. So the clients actually, they asked us who will want to put this curse on us. We told the family members that the curse was not actually done to attack you. It was actually done to attack the previous owner. And the previous owner actually start to feel the effects already. That's why he moved out of the house. That's why he sold the house to you for so cheap. And unfortunately, when you all move into the house, you start to bear the brunt of all the attack. So after they engage us to remove the curse and we do a sealing up, after we seal up the place with a spiritual enchantment so that they cannot be attacked anymore. That was one of the most memorable cases that I have done in my career. So in Singapore, one of the more memorable cases I did was actually in a landed house in the central part of Singapore. This guy was a moneylender. I cannot tell you, unfortunately, whether it's illegal or legal, but this person, he actually lent money to a lot of people. One of his debtors was actually a bit black-hearted. They didn't want to return him the money. So what did they do to prevent themselves from returning the money? They actually put 2 curses on him at his house. One of the curses was buried right in front of his wooden gate. And the other one was actually a form of liquid that splashed at his main door area. So for many months, he experienced very bad luck. His business, he started to lose a lot of money and he started to fall sick very often. And even the doctor cannot tell what is wrong with him. So out of desperation, he came to seek our help. So we looked at his house picture, we saw him, hey, there's 2 curses in your house. You need to remove it. On the day when we go over to the house, we actually start to remove the liquid curse first. Our procedure is to let the client touch the floor, to tell the client that the floor is very dry. The medium, he starts to rub a piece of cloth and cotton over the floor like that. And what happened was that all the liquid start to surface from the floor. You can see there's actually water that appear out of nowhere from the floor, and the water is very smelly. So after we remove the curse, we ask the owner, do you want to remove the second curse or not? Because if you remove the second curse, for a few weeks, your family members is going to fall sick. After discussion, his family came back and say, okay, we will remove the curse. This time round, what we found was actually a small bottle, wrapped very tightly in talisman with all the Indian inscription on the talisman. This was actually a curse that was done by a Hindu priest with human blood. The purpose of this curse is so that the priest himself put some of his life energy to attack this person, so that it can cause him many problems and issues in his life. So after we remove the curse, sure enough, the family members fell sick. After that, they recover, and his business started to go back to normal again. So what was actually interesting about this case in Thailand is that the customer is actually two young brothers, two entrepreneurs. They were very successful in their business. So the reason why they come and see us at night, when he slept at night, he actually had a dream of his father coming to pull his hand like that. So he thought that his father bring him to the afterlife. We told him, no, your father is trying to give you a message that inside his tomb, there's a curse inside the tomb. We arranged a date. We told the customer, we say, please don't tell us where the tomb is. On the day that we are supposed to remove the curse, then you let us know. Meanwhile, please erect a tentage over the tomb, because when we dig the tomb, we cannot have the sunlight shining onto the burial mold. On the day, we dig out actually a small piece of bamboo, and when we open up the bamboo, inside was a coffin nail and several needles. This one was actually done by someone very close to him that actually know where his father was buried. The reason why they did the curse was that they borrowed a lot of money from him and they didn't really want to return him the money. So they actually put a curse on him. In my opinion, I think that it's especially vicious because this was actually done by someone that's very close to them. And the purpose of putting the curse in the father's tomb was so that the descendant of the person who passed away will not be able to succeed in life or have any achievement. So the coffin nail, what happened was that we cannot keep the coffin nail. We actually asked him to find a banana tree and asked him to push the coffin nail into the banana tree, because the banana tree acts as a substitute for the two person. That means the banana tree will actually bear the suffering for these two person. And after that, the rest of the nails will be on display for people who are interested to see. One of the cases in Malaysia is that we have a client who engaged us all the way from KL, from Kuala Lumpur. He actually ran a publishing business. In the beginning, his business was actually quite good, but he started to have a lot of problems within his family, and his business started to decline for no reason. Came to us and asked us what is the issue. Told him, sir, there's a problem with your house. There's a curse buried in the garden of your house. We choose a good day, we perform the ritual, and we remove the curse. After we remove the curse, and the medium was supposed to return back to normal. The medium, instead of returning to his normal state, he actually started to behave like this. He actually hold his hand like this, as if someone was actually using a rope to tie him up. For this lasted about a few seconds. After that, he returned to normal. Then the god possessed his body again, and he started to tell us the person who put the curse know that we already removed the curse, and he's performing a counter attack. That's why he tied him up using the string. After we removed the so-called spiritual string, he returned back to normal, and then we straight away performed the sealing up ceremony to seal up the house to prevent the house from further attacks. The owner asked us who was the one that put the curse. He said, who can actually come into my garden, dig a hole and put the curse over there? We told him, unfortunately, someone has bribed your mate. His competitor, business competitor, actually bribed his mate to dig a hole in the middle of the night and put a curse there, while no one was around. After we lifted the curse, this person was actually very happy, very satisfied. He has been enjoying good business ever since. One of the more interesting exorcism cases was that there's an old lady that came in with her partner. Then she has been suffering from possession for many years. The husband used to be a businessman, but because of his wife, he actually spent all his money to look for masters around Southeast Asia to try to help his wife. His wife will sometimes go into possession for some reason at all. And it's not just ghosts, even the god will also sometimes possess the body. So out of desperation, they saw our advertisement, they come over to us. When we start to do the ritual, the interesting case was that it's not just one ghost, it's many. It's at least 3. There's one old lady, and there's one old man, and one child that possessed the old woman. After we thought we cleared all these things, one of the gods that possessing the body actually came up to possess the woman. And we told him, we asked, since you're our god, why didn't you help this old lady when she's suffering so much? And she said, he's also beyond his power because he's also trapped inside the body. So we released the god we helped the god to leave the person's body, and then the old woman actually gradually recovered. This is one of the cases where we think that in the future this old lady may actually become a medium because she has a very strong spiritual affinity with not just ghosts but also God as well. Many of us actually face a lot of troubles, obstacles and problems in life and many challenges as well. But sometimes it's not just about you. Sometimes there could be some other things like spiritual obstacles that's obstructing your luck and making the things that you do not smooth. So in such a cases, our advice is that try to seek out a spiritual master who's able to provide you with a guidance on what to do with your life.
Coconuts TV.